Hi, Sagittarius. Ooh, I threw out my Aries wink at you guys, so hopefully I don't start a firestorm in the fire community here. I love you all so much. Sages, you know how I feel about you. I stopped making it a secret a few months ago, and I'm never going back because it's just the way it is. It has been a really special month, and there's been some really amazing people in my life, and there's been some really great Sag energy in my life. So I hope it just keeps coming and it keeps unfolding. I appreciate you guys so much. Not only is there the laughter, but we can go so deep. I don't even ever have to worry about the fact that like those two things can just exist together, right? That's what life's about. So yeah, you all are, yeah. There's a thing, I'm losing my words, so I'm going to take it back now. It's funny because even in my note that I wrote for the month, I lost my words a little bit. It's making me laugh looking at it because it didn't even come out in full sentences. It didn't even come out in full sentences. This is what it says. Whoa, warm, bright, truthful, home, yet you're free. That was the intuitive note I got for February. Okay, so let's do this. So, we had your eclipse in your ninth house in Leo on the 31st of January, right? It's this crazy super blue blood moon that only happens like every 150 years. Really pretty powerful precursor to February itself. So we're kind of coming into February newly washed in whatever area of our lives this is really affecting us. The Leo energy has been once again eclipsed and come back out. Pretty intense axis, the Leo-Aquarius axis. So now we have the eclipse in Aquarius on February 15th. So that's going to be kind of the big event of February. We're obviously in Aquarius energy. This is third house energy for you, communicative energy for you, very symbiotic. Sagittarius, Aquarians, you two I often find that I like to roll with that tribe of the more free-spirited, intellectual people in the world, and both of those energies have that. So it's a really great placement. A lot of communicating your inner world to the external world. With that third house energy, it's, the messenger energy of transcending different levels and being able to get messages through all of them. That Hermes energy, that Mercury energy, right? So really positive energy for you. And I mean, I'm telling you that not everybody was having like such bright warmth going into February. Some signs are having a little bit more challenge or a little bit more deep diving. I'm very curious to see what the cards have to say. But there's kind of this emerging going on. I mean, high energy going on. I'm so excited to see what the cards are doing. I'm not going to get too much into astrology this month because the eclipses are enough. When they're hitting like that, it's enough to really send everything into, it's enough, because what eclipses are doing are they're cleansing out, they're helping us reset, they're taking us down memory lane and then back again. Having that Aquarius eclipse, the eclipse in Aquarius, for you on the 15th, it's going to be, since this is your communication house, you're going to be thinking about how you've been communicating, you're going to be thinking about how you've been connecting with the external world, with your words or your actions. It's a relatively intellectual energy, actually, with the eclipses, the way they're affecting your third and ninth houses. However, the intellectual for Sagittarians is such an important part of your heart and your soul and your being and the way you move around the world that's pretty personal. And I think that really hits a lot of deep places for you. So let's look at the cards. Let's look at what you have coming up. I'm going to take a sip of tea very quickly. Okay. So, high intensity energy is here with you all. We have the Seven of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, the Six of Wands. Oh my gosh. This is actually speaking to your work in the world right here. Like, damn, Sages. This is major success. This is really, really good work energy. Like, this is happening. Things are turning and moving and shifting. Like, Seven of Wands is one of those cards where it can be read a couple different ways. In this context, though, I'm looking at, this is really good stuff, because this is that energy of higher ground where you are doing very well. So you're no longer down here with the rebel rousers just fighting your way through existence. You are up here wielding your power in a very effective manner. So, and for me, you know, this is still a reverberation from the Saturn stuff. Because in Saturn, when Saturn was hanging out, being dad, he was like, no, you have to be down here. That's where you're going to feel like you are. You're down here trying to fight your way up to some kind of place, and it felt like you could never quite get up here. Well, now you're here. And you know what? One thing I will say about this is it might feel a little weird. Like, can I trust this? Can I trust that now that I'm in this position, that I'm allowed to be in this position, that it's going to last, that it's going to bring me good things? And now I don't worry about Sagittarians too much with this. Once again, you guys are not the jaded types. You tend to be focused on what's next and what's next and what's next and what's next, which I love about you. But there's still an element here of like, okay, getting used to this new position. It's really good though. I mean, this is like killing it with work. And part of the reason I say that too is the two other cards, because Page of Pentacles, opportunity. That's an opportunity card. Pages bring in something, right? They're communicators, they're messengers, so third house energy, right? But Page of Pentacles specifically brings in a monetary or career or material benefit to you. So the beginning of this month, you know, right into the beginning of February, you may be finding that you feel very much that you are in your full power when it comes to the work you do in the world. When it comes to what you're working on, how you're manifesting it, and how it's feeling. And there are opportunities coming to meet you from the external. So this is really good. This is also tying in once again to Saturn. Now that Saturn is in Capricorn, in your second house of your money and your material belongings, this is energy to remind you that just spending a little extra time on that, whether that be to just, you know, write out your budget or to get your taxes done early, or anything like that, this is really good energy for doing that work. It's a really nice time to get it done and to feel very empowered by your finances and your material world. It's a refining energy. So on both fronts, really, really positive. I mean, this is so great because I'm going to give you a clue here. The first part of this reading is about your work success. The second part of this reading is about your emotional journey forward. So it's nice to get your grounding with what you're doing in the world and to just feel that and be in it and feel really good about it, and to be getting insights about how maybe you want to transform it or shift it or change it. That can be really nice before you start getting involved in emotional stuff, because then you're coming from a very authentic place of your own vibrational empowerment, your own inspired placement, right? So this is really good. Okay, Six of Wands also fantastic. I mean, this is a triumph, right? It's playing off the 7 over here. Like, both of these are saying, you know, you're just moving forward. You're moving on. You're expanding into something new. You are doing something new. You are shifting. You are shifting and revealing and opening up and taking off layers and finding this path forward. And it's just, once again, that lighter sense of being where things are starting to move and make sense and roll with you, right? So we have those 3 cards. And then we start getting into some really interesting territory here once we start hitting the middle of the month. And by the way, what I'm doing with this month, and I think I did it last month as well, is 3 sets of 3 that work their way thematically, kind of energetically through the month, you know. So we just kind of worked on that first week. You're grounding down, you're getting real, and you're feeling empowered, and you're clarifying your life vision, your life purpose. Then we get over here. Knight of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, or 8 of Wands, and 6 of Cups. Wow. So earth, fire, water. No big deal, right? Yeah. So Page of Pentacles. This is still playing off of that theme at the beginning of the month. So this may take until about mid-month. This kind of grounding down, investing wisely in your resources, energy is very strong the first half of this month. And like I said, it's really good. Knight of Pentacles tends to be a little slower on the draw. So for those of you dealing with an earth sign, you may find that this person is playing a really key role in the emotional stuff I'm about to talk about. So this is kind of a hinge card because on the one hand, I think a lot of you, this is just going to be the slow and steady progress of investing in the long term for what you want to accomplish with your work in the world and with your money and with your resources. Knight of Pentacles does not give results overnight. However, tends to play a little bit more cautious and get results in the long run. So something to keep in mind. For those of you dealing with a Virgo, here's what I will say. There's some forward motion happening here. We have the 8 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. Now, what's interesting about this is these are very different energies. They don't really work. They don't have much in common, quite honestly. They're very oppositional. It's like apples and oranges because the 8 of Wands is saying you're going to be doing a ton. You know, we talked about the 7 of Wands and the 6 of Wands, and now we have the 8 of Wands. You have all these action cards, all the fire cards. I think that's such a great thing to see for Sagittarius because sometimes, you know, you can get into your head and get into that kind of isolated mental space. And it can make it seem like forward motion in a progressive, grounded way is like completely lost. The 8 of Wands, 7 of Wands, and 6 of Wands are all great because that's like the way fire works when it's feeling really good. So I'm getting the sense that you guys are going to be feeling fully in your element in one way. And here's that 8 of Wands. Here's that opportunity, movement, doing, action. Lots of movement around the middle of the month. A lot of pushing forward into new territory, opening new doors, once again, expressing your internal self. And part of the reason that I'm saying that is the 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups is so emotional. Like this is an emotionally trippy card. You know, 7 as a number is this number of spiritual ascension. It's an extremely sacred number. It's one of those really magical, beautiful numbers. And in the 7 of Cups, this is being in the vibrational, watery space. And noting what cups you want to pick up and what cups you pivot away from and how you're pivoting away and what you're pivoting toward. Now, the 7 of Cups is also about your deepest emotional truths and the fears and the hopes and the things you hold closest to your heart, your secret hidden world. 7 of Cups is very much about your secret hidden world. And it's kind of, this is an intimate card. This is the card, you know, this is your dreams. This is like when you go to sleep at night, when you go into that space, other people aren't coming with you and watching your dreams with you. That's yours. And there's something about you bringing that forward into the external moving world. Sharing something of yourself, like sharing a deep, intimate side of yourself in a kind of fast, open way. And I don't think it will feel, it's not scary. But it's kind of risk-taking. You know, it's adventurous and emotionally adventurous is kind of the way I would put this. What's interesting about that for those of you dealing with an earth sign or somebody more grounded and a little bit more slow-moving or somebody that you're not quite sure about is this energy. And it's like, this is all like, we're going to just dive in deep and move and change and grow. And this guy over here is like, I'm going to see how my investments play out and take my time. So this is asking all parties involved are being asked to bear something about the deepness of existence, the reverberating psychedelic quality of living in this world. And that is kind of mitigating this other desire, this other side of being grounded and being practical and filling out spreadsheets. I mean, I think there's a part of you all that has taken that Saturn lesson really to heart, and you're kind of like, okay, now I'm going to do things in a safe manner. But Sagittarius, that's not who you are. And I think you're going to find that while that's a well-intentioned and it's great for resources and it's great for, plotting out your life purpose, you're going to find yourself going back to the deeper dive and actually pushing forward into something new. Eight of Wands is saying you're going into new territory. So it's really exciting. And it keeps getting deeper. Here's the other thing. We are, once we get to the 19th, we are shifting into Pisces season. So we're shifting out of your third house into your fourth house. The fourth house is, home, family, and the people that you allow into your internal space. It is secret space. Fourth house energy is very much the space of the people that you welcome into your home. It's not just going to be anybody. It's going to be the people that you trust, or that you trust to share your dreams with. You trust at some kind of intuitive, crazy level, right? And that is what the last three cards are showing me, and it's so cool, but pretty psychedelic, quite honestly. I'm going to show you. It's Six of Cups, Page of Cups, and the World. So we started with the Seven of Cups with the deep dive, right? Well, that theme keeps expanding. So Six of Cups is such a loaded card. I always say, like, this card, there are a lot of key words you can apply to the Six of Cups. Nostalgia, deja vu, childhood romance, sweetness, past lives, past lovers, past ways of seeing relationship. And so whenever I see this card, whether it's about reconnecting with a past lover, or it's about connecting with somebody you feel you have known forever, which honestly, I get more of the positive vibe from this particular six because it's next to the Page of Cups and the World. It doesn't have so much of that, oh, you're going to have to repeat drama of any kind. It's much more like, this has much more of that energy of being around people you feel like you've known. Or it's very much the deja vu thing. And that sense of understanding at this other level that you can't write it out on a sheet of paper, and have it make sense as a calculation, but it's there. It's this really powerful, strong energy, right? And with the Eight of Wands and the Seven of Cups, and then we get into the Six of Cups, like this is real talk. You're going to be opening up some really interesting drawers, I think, in your being, and then therefore in your relationships. I think some of you are really going to be opening up a new chapter in a relationship, opening up a new energetic phase in relationships. And part of the reason I say that is, like I said, the way that this came out with the Page of Cups in the World is extremely evocative of new beginnings. Okay, Page of Cups is such sweet, wonderful energy. I mean, this is the more innocent side of care and emotional connection. Page of Cups is about bringing in a new start, a new adventure. A lot of times, Page of Cups will bring in news of a family member getting married or having a kid. And then on the more personal side, Page of Cups often heralds in new relationships or new energetic phases in relationships. So, and it's very supportive of, healing and nurturing. Water energy is so healing. And it's so perfect that this is coming up with, Page of Cups and Pisces, I feel like have a deep connection. There's a fish in this cup. And once again, fourth house, who are you letting in close, into your personal space? Because, I feel like your soul's kind of on your sleeve this month again. You're coming back full circle to yourself. The success in work and success in who you are and what you're becoming. And the clarity of that is allowing you to put your soul back on your sleeve. Not just your heart, but your soul. Like who you are and what you're bringing to this party. And who you're bringing in close. That's important. And the thing is, we have the World too. So the World does like two things at once. The World is such a powerful card. And it's so crazy that it came out with the Six of Cups and the Page of Cups. Because, so the World closes out a cycle and opens it up at the same time. It's the Alpha Omega card in so many ways. Because it's like you've come full circle. All those experiences you've had when it came to your emotional soul evolution have wrapped up into a nice conclusion, and now you are being offered this kind of connection with all the tools you need to live it and enjoy it. Like the World is about closing something down and saying goodbye to something, but it's always in the positive side of saying, here's your door. Here's your door. Take it. So what I'm really seeing here for you guys is a return to your natural way. A return to what feels good to you. No longer trudging. I've actually worked with a couple Sagittarians where the word trudging came up so specifically, like back in September, October, November, that, we were cracking up about it, but it wasn't really funny because trudging like that it gets pretty old after a number of months. And that trudging, we started in January to feel the spark rekindle. Now in February, it is like you are so much more natural. You are so much more in, present with who you are, and you're able to navigate the world in the way that is natural for you, and therefore it makes it so much easier to be successful in the work you do in the world, and it makes it so much easier for your relationships to get off the ground, for you to meet somebody who really gets that natural way of being, because I think it's fun to meet challenging people and interesting people and people that give us different lenses through which to look at the world. But when we're around people who just naturally get us, it's a very different experience and it can be a little alarming. However, that's the kind of energy I'm getting here. And yeah, there's a natural sense here from you. Now, keep in mind, there's also a groundedness here. There's also kind of a sense of taking care of business. So while you are just going to want to waltz off into this watery, imaginative land and be sharing your soul and walking through moonlit patches and I don't know, doing all that adventure, great. Keep in mind that there are some groundwork things you can leverage this energy as well to really set yourself up for some success with work as well. So you've got two sides of the coin. You've got the earthy grounded stuff and you've got the really emotional stuff. Pretty great balance here. And you've got all that fire back. It's so good. I'm excited. People have been asking me why my vibe has changed. I've been kind of feeling different and a little bit more present and here. And honestly, I'm a Sagittarius rising with a couple more placements in Sagittarius, and I am feeling so much more in my natural element now that Saturn has given me all my tools, and I'm feeling this energy quite strongly. So I'm excited to see it. I'm excited for the Sag Suns and the Sag Risings and all the crazy Sag Stellium people out there who are ready for the party to start again and for it to be a time of true sharing. Just be prepared. Here's the other thing. Seriously, 7 of Cups and 6 of Cups in a reading side by side next to the Page of Cups in the World. Things you open up in February are things that go very deep, like not in a great way, but there's a beautiful presence to your emotional world this month. I really like it. I do think that Sagittarius, you need that boost. So I'm going to close it at that because I could just keep rambling on for, I don't know, another half hour. I always want to like talk to you guys for probably 2 more hours, but I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop because I feel like that's good. I'm really excited. Please check out Pink LUNE. All of her stuff is seriously, you will not find another exact replica of any of this. It's all one of a kind, handmade by Tiffany herself. Leaving her info 15% off, and keep your eye posted for some more exciting details about what is going to be coming up next in this community and on this adventure we are on together. I'm really excited for 2018 and what it's bringing us in this tribe, and I will catch you guys in March.